Good evening. I would like to start with a short self-deprecating moment. I don't really consider myself anyone of any consequence in the business community. My early forays into the business world were rather enamored of that rugged individual, ergo the do-it-yourself mentality. I've spent time as a coatings contractor. I tried my hand at medical billing. I've been an income tax practitioner, and I've been a home remodeler. All of those ventures essentially ended up to be failures. The enduring lesson that I took from those businesses was that I, in fact, had become rugged because I was worn out. And I was definitely an individual because there I was, standing alone, assuming all of the risk for meager returns. I pitted myself, my talents, and my resources against other people just like me, contemporaries, and in a competitive economic model, that meant that half of us had to fail. And it's a fact. Most businesses do fail, largely because you are there to go it alone. Much later, as I was still eking out my meager existence, I discovered the cooperative business model. Just like Al Gore invented the internet, right? Out of the blue, I was asked if I would be willing to be nominated to sit on a board of directors of a cooperative. Not having any idea what a co-op was, I said, sure. From even further out of the blue, I got elected. And I soon found myself sitting at a table with a number of bright-minded people who seemed rather intense about the business that they were running. They made group decisions based on what they felt the membership of this cooperative wanted. None of them worked for this business. In fact, few of them seemed to have any business sense at all. They made decisions based on what seemed to just feel right. That was crazy. They were concerned about the environmental impact of packaging and plastic bags. I felt they were alarmists. They seemed intent on giving away the profits of the business. Utter heresy. But once I got over the shock of understanding how these people were running this organization, which seemed to thrive despite what they were doing and deciding, I began to delve into the cooperative business model to understand it. And I found that it was intrinsically different from anything I had ever tried on my own in that it was a bottom-up structure. Cooperatives are patron-focused, and they are not investor-focused. Cooperatives adhere to a set of generally accepted principles. Open and voluntary membership. Anyone can join the cooperative. Democratic member control. Decisions and policies of a cooperative are made by elected representatives from the members of the cooperative. Autonomy and independence. This one I liked. Cooperatives are beholden to no one. They are the classic do-it-yourself self-help organizations. They are accountable to no one but themselves. Education and information and training. Cooperatives provide education, information, and training for their members, for the elected representatives, for the management and staffs of their operations. Cooperation among cooperatives. Cooperatives work best when they work together. And my favorite, concern for community. At the forefront of the organizational mind of a cooperative is doing the right things that fit within the community in which they operate. Essentially, a cooperative is a group of people that come together who have defined a common need, and then they develop an organizational structure to fill that need. Again, bottom up. How do we do this together? This is brilliant. How come nobody thought of this before? Well, of course, lots of people have thought of this before in lots of other communities. Nationally, there are nearly 30,000 different cooperatives. These cooperatives exist in over 73,000 locations. Cooperatives in the United States account for 2 million jobs, $75 billion in payroll. Total revenue is in excess of $700 billion. 1 out of 3 people in the United States belongs to a co-op. Raise your hands. Who belongs to a co-op in this room? Right on. And because you can be a member of multiple co-ops, the total number of actual cooperative memberships in the United States is more than the very population of the United States. Some co-ops are small, some are large. In fact, the largest co-op in the world is Spain's Mondragon Cooperative. It started in post-World War II Spain in the Basque fishing region as a way for the small fishing communities to survive in the economic degradation after the war. Today, Mondragon is the 7th largest company on the planet. They are involved in many different industries, and most recently, within the last 2 years, have begun to partner with the United Steelworkers Union in the United States to develop employee-owned manufacturing plants. That's really cool. But the cooperative model involves one aspect that is of particular interest to me. A co-op provides a mechanism for community investment in the brick and mortar of a small business in their town. Dave just said that he is his main investor. A distinct advantage of a co-op is a cooperative allows its members to invest directly into their business via loaning it money or via the purchase of additional preferred shares. Now, if you wanted to invest in a privately held small business in this town, you could do it if you were a member of the investor class. Yes, Virginia, there is a class of person who is accredited that title in the United States. An accredited investor is someone who earns $200,000 or more annually or has more than $1 million in personal assets. Is that me? No. Is it you? Maybe. I don't know. On top of that, there are onerous security laws and ponderous SEC filings that need to be navigated in order to invest in a small privately held business. With a cooperative, with that direct form of investment from its members, you can sidestep much of that regulatory falderall. It is unique. The other aspect of community investment that I like so much about cooperatives is the co-op model allows for its members to invest of themselves in their business as well. You can invest your time and effort by serving on a board of directors or by working for the cooperative. You can invest by purchasing the product or service of the business that you own. Some cooperatives even offer the opportunity to volunteer your time for your organization. So the enduring lesson, the new enduring lesson from the business world for me is that I have indeed become a rugged individual that I always dreamed of, not because of anything that I did, but because of all of the support and the work of the people that I have served with and worked with in the cooperative setting. So here's the real lesson, and it's an old lesson. Cooperate, and nobody gets hurt. Thank you.